The Hebrew Revelation, chapter 15. And I saw great signs and wonders in the heavens, for 7 messengers came, and they had the seven last plagues. For by these the burning anger of Yahweh is completed. And I saw something like a sea of glass mixed with fire, and those who overcame the animal and his carved image stood next to the sea of glass, and they had the lyres of Yahweh, and they sang the song of Moshe and the song of the Lamb, and said, Great are the works of Yahweh, Elohai ha-Tsevaot. Righteousness and truth are your ways, O King of kings, and who will not fear before your face, and give praise to your name? For you alone are Kadosh. Indeed, all the peoples will come and bow down before you, for your judgments are revealed. And after this I saw that the ark of the covenant was open in the heavens. Then the 7 messengers who had the 7 plagues went out, clothed in white garments, and a girdle of gold on their loins. Then one of the 4 living creatures gave the 7 messengers 7 bowls of gold, full of the fury of Yahweh, who lives from everlasting and unto everlasting. And the house of prayer was filled with smoke, and the glory of Yahweh filled the tabernacle, and no one was able to go into it until the 7 plagues of the 7 messengers were completed. Then I heard a voice from the house of prayer, and it said to the 7 messengers, Go and pour out the fury of Yahweh from the bowls onto the earth. So the first went out and poured out his bowl on the earth, and it became boils, breaking out on the men who had the sign of the animal and prayed to his carved image. Then the second messenger poured out his bowl on the sea, and it was blood like that of a dead one, and all that was in the sea died. Then the third poured out his bowl on the fountains of the waters, and it was blood. Then I heard that the messenger said, Yahweh the righteous, who was and is, and you are Kadosh, that you gave this judgment. For they have shed the blood of the set apart ones and the prophets like waters, and you gave them blood to drink, for they are worthy of this. Then I heard another messenger who spoke from inside the temple, Yes, Elohai ha-Tsevaot, your judgments are righteousness. Then the fourth poured out his bowl on the sun, and to it was given to make heat for man. Then man had much heat, and they cursed Yahweh because of the plagues, but they did not do repentance to give him glory. Then the fifth poured out his bowl on the throne of the animal, and it was darkened, and they bit their tongues because of the pain. Then the sixth poured out his bowl on the river Parat, and the river was dried up, to be a path for the kings who are at the rising of the sun. And I saw that there came forth from the mouth of the dragon, and from the mouth of the animal, and from the mouth of the false prophet, 3 unclean creeping things like frogs. And these are the Ruach of Satan, and they do signs and wonders, and go to the kings of the earth, and to all the world, to gather them to war for the day of Yahweh the mighty. Look, I will come like a thief, and blessed are those who do not sleep, but keeps himself, that he does not walk naked without clothes, that his nakedness will not be uncovered. And he gathered them to a place which is called in Hebrew tongue Har Megiddon. Then the 7th poured out his bowl in the air, and there came a voice from the throne, and said, This is over. And there were voices, and thunders, and lightnings, and an earthquake which had never happened before. And of the great city was made 3 parts, and the cities of the peoples fell. And the great city Babel was remembered before Yahweh, to give her the cup with the wine of his burning anger. And all the mountains and hills fled, and were seen no more. And great hail fell up on man from the heavens, and they blasphemed Yahweh because of the plague of the hail. Chapter 17. Then one of the 7 messengers who had the 7 bowls came and spoke with me and said, Come, and you will be shown the judgments of the great harlot who sits over much waters, with whom the kings of the earth committed adultery, and those whom she makes drunk with her wine. So he brought me into the wilderness, and I saw the woman who sat on the animal, whose appearance was like the appearance of lilies, and was full of names of reproach. And he had 7 heads and 10 horns. And the woman was clothed in red garments with the appearance of lilies, and upon her there was much gold, and goodly stones and gems. And there was a golden cup in her hand, full of uncleanness, and on her forehead was written the name of the secret of the great city Babel, the mother of the harlots and uncleanness of the earth. And I saw that the woman drank of the blood of the set apart ones, and of the blood of the testimony of Yeshua. And I had great amazement when I saw her. But the messenger said to me, Because of what do you have amazement? I want to tell you the secret of the woman, and of the animal which she sits upon, and because of what he has 7 heads and 10 horns. The animal which you saw was, but is not, and will come again from the deep, but he will go to Sheol. Then the men of the earth will be amazed about him, when they see the animal who was, but is not, although he is. And here is a word which needs insight and wisdom and understanding. The 7 heads are 7 mountains which the woman sits upon, and these are the 7 kings, and of them 5 are fallen, and 1 is, but the second is not yet. And when he comes, he must be for a little time. And the animal which was, but is not, this is the 8th, and he is of the 7th, and goes to Sheol. And the 10 horns which you saw are 10 kings, who have not yet received the kingdom, but they will rule as kings with the animal for a little time. And they have one plan, and they will give their power and their might to the animal, and they will make war with the Lamb, but the Lamb will overcome them. For he is the Adon of the Adonim, and the King of the kings, and with him are the chosen ones and the believing ones. And he said to me, The waters which you saw, which the harlot sits over, are peoples, and crowds, and nations. And the 10 horns which you saw on the animal, they will be haters of the harlot, and they will make a desolation of her, and will eat her flesh, and with fire they will burn her, for Yahweh gave it in their hearts to do his will by giving her riches to the animal until the word of Yahweh is completed. And the woman which you saw is the great city which reigns over all kings of the earth.